What's going on, gamers? This is DBMgamer. So guys, if you happen to somehow have missed it, Bungie dropped their reveal trailer for what they're going to do tomorrow. Now what I want to do is I want to kind of chew through it and show all the little details that are in this little 25 seconds. You would be amazed at the amount of information that is hidden in this little 25-second clip. But before I get into that, I've got to get to my shoutouts. My shoutouts is how I love to show appreciation back to the community that has got me this far. So I want to give shoutouts to Zachary Welch, Hubie Doobie, Oscar Frey, Lonnie Smith, Johnny Lopez, and Jesse Dickerson. Now, first and foremost, starting out, if you look at the House of Wolves logo right on the front, that's right there, that's the House of Wolves logo. So now you should be familiar with the House of Wolves. So you should be familiar with the House of Wolves logo, the House of Kings logo, the House of Devils logo, and we got a lot of Fallen running around. And that's an interesting point because the opening of this sequence is 3 ships. One red, one yellow, one kind of purple. If you look very closely, you actually notice that the House of Devils logo is on the red ship, the House of Kings, what looks like the House of Kings on the yellow, and then obviously that little bit of the corner, that is the House of Wolves symbol. Now the ships themselves are pretty cool. Honestly, I kind of like my ship a little bit better, but that's just my personal taste. Now here we see an interior shot of the hangar, and if you look right as you're coming in, you can actually see a staircase, which means there probably is going to be a lower level here. Now this is probably going to take you to the shipwright if they have one over there. Now I see a wide open shot with all the vendors from the front end entrance, which is pretty cool, and then the next thing you see is the Queen's vendor. Now I have to assume that this is where we'll see the Queen's Wrath bounties, or where you probably pick the bounties up from. Next up, and this one is my favorite, this one is the Fallen, I don't know, I'm going to go with a shaman, I'm not sure what you would call him. What jumped right off the bat at me was that even though you see 4 arms, 2 of the arms are actually robotic. I thought that was pretty interesting because as you know, dregs are the only ones that come at you with 2 arms, and that's because they've had their arms removed. Now, most likely what may have happened here is this particular Fallen may have not wanted to go with the House of Wolves when they rebelled, or he just could be very old and lost his arms. I don't know. I'm pretty interested to get in there and see what's going on with this. Now next up, and this one has been a big point of speculation, who is this guy? Is this the Trials of Osiris vendor? That's what I'm betting, even though he really shares a very close resemblance to his buddy the Cryptarch. Now next up on the list is the Xander Bounty Bot, and that's pretty obvious, you see that in the tower all the time. But what's not is this new frame. Now this one, it looks like one of the Queen's frames. This is most likely where we will either get new gear, get new upgrades, or just get some Queen's gear. Now probably the most interesting thing in the video is the upgrading of legendaries to a higher light level. What's noticeable right off the bat is the fact that you see whatever the item is that's going to allow the upgrade is yellow. So that means whatever you're going to have to do to get, it's going to be exotic to attain. Well guys, that's about all the details that I could pull out of the video. If you happen to notice something else, please feel free to drop that in the comment section. Because I want to tear this trailer down as much as possible so we can get as much information out of it as possible. But if you like this type of content, just hit that like button or leave a comment. Or if you want to see more, just hit that subscribe button. But as always guys, have a good one.